Hey, welcome back to Mike's Italian Grand Adventure. So, I've actually got a little bit of news this week. Adam has been over at the house working hard and finishing up some of the work there. So, let me share some of the pictures of the work he's done, and I'll tell you a little bit about what else is going on with the project. And it's not all rainbows and and unicorns. But yeah, so there's progress being made. But I'm just hanging out here at my house as I normally do in Colorado, and man, had some great wildlife. Just a few minutes ago, here there was a mama deer with her two fawns, with some twin fawns, and they're super cute. So here's a picture and a little bit of video of those guys walking by, and they'd stopped by a couple of days ago, and the fawns stayed quite a ways away. I was sitting out in my reading chair over here, and mom came and drank out of the bird bath, but the fawns just kind of stayed clear. So this morning I was out here earlier, and I went inside to get another coffee, and I came out, and the fawns were here. And at first they were a little scared, and I just talked to them a little bit. Then they just kind of hung up. So it was great. But maybe you can see, yeah, see behind me here is Mama Turkey, and her four babies are hanging out here, cleaning up under the bird feeder from the tree. And then last night at about 9:30, I got a text from my neighbors that live over here like a quarter mile away, and they said, "We've got a bear. There's a bear here." So there had been a bear wrestling with their trash can out there. So I checked my cameras today, and I didn't see any bears on it here. He must have wandered off in the other direction. But yeah, some beautiful wildlife as normal here in Colorado, and it's getting really dry. I mean, it's getting into the middle of the summer, and it hasn't rained for a while, so they're coming for the bird bath. When I first came out here, all three of the four babies were standing on top of the bird bath drinking water. So as long as I keep that thing filled up, the animals tend to kind of come through here. I did see on the camera about midnight there was some deer that came through here, a big huge buck, a couple of bucks, and yeah, so wildlife. Anyway, stay tuned. I'll be back in just a minute. I'm gonna give you some updates and show you a little bit of the progress on the house. All right, we're back. I got a fresh cappuccino. Boy, that's good. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning. The sun just came up a little bit ago. I got my sheets washed. They're hanging out on the line here drying. And I've got some turkeys back here hanging out. It's pretty funny. They're hilarious. When they run, they look like little dinosaurs. Oh, and then a hummingbird just came by to say hi. If you heard that, they're pretty unique sound. But yeah, so the house. Let's focus on the house. So Adam, right after I left, he went over to the house and worked for a couple of weeks. And so if you don't know the way YouTube works and videos work, a lot of times there's a delay between when I record the video and when it's published. So, um, I had like almost a month's worth of videos stockpiled up already after I came back. So, um, they're not like live. So I think a lot of times when you guys are watching these, you think this is what happened just now. So in this case, it will be. This video I'm making today, I'm going to publish today. So from when I'm back here, but during the project, there was just so much content. I had to spread it out, and it just kept getting further and further away. So a month after I was back here, I was still putting videos of progress of the work going on. So after I got back, Adam went over there and worked because the guys were gone. They went back to Spain, Dodrick and Marcin. So, but he did a ton of work and did a great job. So here I'll show share some of the photos that he sent me. So there were kind of like three things he worked on: the gym, he put the flooring in and the base trim in there, and then also there was the base trim. The base trim for the stairwell was a big one all the way down. And then the third thing he worked on was my kitchen a bit, on the cabinets and getting those worked out, getting the couple of things to work, like with the dishwasher door and then the refrigerator door, so that those are attached to the cabinetry. So when you pull on the cabinet door, the nice wood panel, it opens the refrigerator, or it opens the dishwasher, however. So here, while we're talking about it, I'll show you. So this, before I left, there was a issue with how to mount the door on the dishwasher, because like if you think about it like this way, like when the door opens, that cabinet front isn't part of the door. It's not like they open together. They have different pivot points. So the door has to kind of slide on a bracket. So they were having a hard time figuring that out, and Dark was wanting to drill holes or cut the panel. I'm like, no, obviously they didn't design this where you have to cut the panel, where the panel is going to be shorter than the rest of the cabinet fronts. I was like, let's find a video on YouTube or we'll figure it out. So I didn't figure that out before I left, but Adam did, and he got it working, and here's what it looks like. So, yeah, just really slick, smooth operation. And this is how IKEA does this stuff. Obviously, IKEA is going to have it designed so it works well. And then the other thing, it's the same thing with the refrigerator doors, refrigerator freezer. So there's like a little slide that you mount on this inside of the panel on the door of the cabinetry. And then when the refrigerator door opens, sorry, it's hard to do this way, but the same thing, they slide a little bit. So Adam got that taken care of. Looks really great, looks awesome. So this is a really nice, thing to get done. I think he also mounted the sink, cut the hole for the sink, cut the hole for the electric induction cooktop. And so, yeah, we're making some really good progress there. You can see the work that he's doing in here. And Adam really does great work. He works really hard. Man, every day I was at the house, he was just working hard. And that guy is a really hard worker and does great work. So thank you, Adam. I know you watch these videos too. So thank you so much for all the work you've done. The other big thing was the gym. Let's talk about that. So I had that, they had like an old brick floor that was really unlevel and it wasn't in good shape. And I know some people had mentioned, wow, you should have saved that old brick floor. But, yeah, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't beautiful brick. It was just really functional brick. And I was okay with them leveling that out. So they took some auto leveler concrete and poured it all in there, marching, troweled it real nice and flat. And then I got that PVC laminate flooring that looks like tile kind of. But so anyway, this is what that looks like. Adam did this, laid that tile down. It looks really, really nice. I'm really happy with it. It's one of those things, like in my head, I assumed the tile would go this way. And then when I see his pictures and he went this way, and there's no reason why I wanted it to go this way. I don't know. It's just kind of why I thought that. But, whatever, it's in there. It looks great. And then he did the base trim, which looks really nice. So, yeah, a couple of different things too. Like I was thinking it would do like a subway tile where they're alternate, they're kind of like on 50% or halfway over each other. So then the joint comes up to a horizontal line, and then on top of it, another one. So it's kind of like how bricks are in a wall. I think that's another way to look at it. But he did them where all the joints line up, and really, I guess it doesn't matter. They both look great. So just one of those things in my head. This is how I pictured it or thought about it. And then someone does it something differently and you're not there. And it's like, okay, well, that's fine. It looks great. I love it. So that's good. He also put the sink in, did the a little nice trim detail under the sink because that steps up a little bit. Did the base trim in there. And so, yeah, really looking great. Lots of progress. I'm happy with the result there. And I think, man, I'm looking forward to getting some equipment in there and start working out. It's going to be really nice to have a gym. So I think that's a great use for that space. The third thing really that Adam was working on for those first 2 weeks after I left was the base trim on the stairwell. Now, obviously, that's a big one. There's 62 steps, I think, all the way to the top, including the platforms. And when I was originally looking at it, I just thought the wall. Oh, here's a little hummingbird saying hi right here. He's right behind the camera. And now he's just sitting right there. I was just thinking the plaster would come right down to the marble floor and have a nice clean line, no trim necessary. But then Valencia was over there and she was looking at, what they'd have to do for cleaning it. Can you see these? Can you see these guys in the bird bath standing up on there drinking water? So funny. Anyway, so she was saying, no, there has to be base trim. So when we mop the tile, the marble stairs, when the mop hits the wall, it's wet, it's going to like draw the paint off it or damage it or whatever. So we need some base trim that's, going to be more resilient and protect the walls. So I had never thought of that. That's a great idea. So yeah, absolutely. Um, so he was doing trim. So we had a couple of questions, on the stairs, how you'd put the trim on there, and we had some samples, some little scraps that we put on there, and we just ended up deciding that we just have it come along the wall, and wherever the step down, just stop the tile right there, paint the end white, and then the next piece would go underneath that and come out and just stop, and just keep doing that all the way down. And I mean, the alternative would be to do a bunch of 45s and try to go around that, and gosh, it would just be so much work, and I think it would just look busy. So this seemed like it was going to be a better solution. And now that Adam's done it, as you can see here, I think it looks fantastic. So wow, I think in this entire house, aside from the new kitchens, new bathrooms, but this stairwell, this main stairwell going all the way up from the ground floor to the attic, this is probably the biggest transformation. I mean, that railing was kind of that, what do you even call it? Parchment, kind of like a yellowish white, or I don't know, kind of a yellowish pale yellow color. And man, this darker gray that matches the veins in the marble stairs. It's incredible. Really looks awesome. And then kind of like an ancient white on the walls, looks really great. And those light fixtures I ended up picking out turned out just being fantastic. I love them. And I think they're like 40 euros each. They weren't really super expensive, maybe even a little less. But so yeah, that whole stairwell going all the way up, wow. That's an incredible change. So I'm really happy with all that work that those guys are doing. So that's kind of the update as far as the work that's been done the first couple of weeks that I was gone. So the gym, we still have that issue with the light, that they didn't put the power in the wall. Somehow that was missed. I mean, I know there's a lot going on, but they'll figure it out. I know they will. I have faith in them. And then, the trim all the way down the stairwell. So that's pretty much done. And then some of the cabinetry in the kitchen is getting done. It's still not quite done yet. I think they have to install the exhaust fan still above the cooktop. There were some trim pieces on the side where the cabinetry, doesn't go to the wall. So they include these trim pieces that you rip to fill that gap. And so that needs to be done. But not a lot in that kitchen. There's just a bunch of little check marks. So that's where we are with the things that have been completed for that second week after I was gone, or after I got back. But I'm still trying to find out about the other stuff. I have a list, not super long list. I mean, there's maybe less than 20 items really on there. But there were some things like there was supposed to be power in the wall in that entryway to put a heater in there in the winter for that entry. There was also the network wire that was pulled down there. I saw when they're installing it was really kinked, and I was really concerned none of them were going to work, because there's 8 little tiny wires twisted in there, solid copper wires, 8 of them in that network cable, and they're really fragile. And they had pulled this thing, and if you break one of those wires, it doesn't work. So the first floor, my apartment, and the second floor apartment, those seem to work, but the one in the entry doesn't work. I have a tester, put it on each end, put on ends, and it didn't work. So that needs to be replaced. It's just a list of some little things, some big things. So one of the big things is the water line coming into the house is a lead pipe, and where that hooks into the house system. So the entire house has brand new plumbing, except for, like a meter, 3 feet from where the water a meter and shutoff is to where it hooks up to the house. I mean, it's still lead, so obviously we need to get rid of that. And then the rest of the water line for the city is plastic, I think. On the other side of the meter it is, but there could be lead somewhere else in the system. I don't know. It's an old water system, but that's a big one that has to get done. So there's a few things that I think are really important, and then there's a few things that are just little things. The entryway tile, we're still kind of seeing if that can be restored. My hope is that it can be, but waiting for updates and decisions on that kind of stuff too. So anyway, this is my update. I don't know what week it is anymore. I used to say what week it is, but it's just, before I'm heading back. So I'm heading back in a month, almost like a month from today. So I'll be back. I'd like to have most everything ready. So The rental apartment is still not ready. It's not going to be ready this summer. I've kind of given up on that. I'm accepted the fact it's not going to be done. I'm not going to try to kill myself for it. And I'll figure it out when I get there this fall. And then I think there's no point in trying to rent it over the winter. So I'll wait until spring and start then probably. Yeah, just a bunch of different stuff, but I've kind of, it's stressful there for a couple of weeks, and I've kind of just resigned myself to say, you know what, I'll just deal with it when I get back next month, and this fall I'll figure out what we need to get done and get it done, and hopefully have some relaxation time. There's going to be some festivals. The wine harvest, the grape harvest is happening, and so that's going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to just kind of absorbing some Italian culture and hanging out with some friends there, and meeting new people, and working on my Italian language skills and all that stuff. So this fall is going to be fun. It's going to be kind of what I've been waiting to do. So I'm looking forward to that. And, the house stuff, we'll make it work. We'll figure it out. So, all right. Well, thanks a lot for watching, you guys. If you like my content, please click on the thumbs up and give me a little like, because that helps a lot. And then if you haven't subscribed, please click on the subscribe button. And when you do that, click on the little bell, because you'll get notifications when I upload stuff. I've got some shorts I'm going to be putting out shortly, because I've got some updates on my digital nomad visa process kind of thing. So I've still been trying to get that. So that's kind of going along. So yeah, stay tuned. Come on back. I'll be putting up more videos, and I'm just kind of decompressing here with the wildlife, and yeah, just enjoying my time up here in the mountains of Colorado. I've got a month left, and it's getting to be towards fall. So pretty soon it will be, and yeah, just enjoying things. So thanks for following along, you guys, and I'll be in touch.